So, typically when you do this kind of stuff, you want the proper equipment. We kind of got proper equipment, but I haven't really had any problems doing it this way. Got Jimmy Oaks playing on the TV, got the fan going, got that fan going, got the AC kicking, got a lot of stuff going on. I hope y'all can hear me. But after I get done sanding something, I like to blow the part off. So I'll just blow it with my mouth and clean it off. Then I'll come through with some Dawn and a spray bottle, spray it down. I'll clean it really good. Then I will use this propane torch right here and just kind of run across it like that to get the moisture out of the pores. Then I'll go through with wax and grease remover. This is just Poppy's because we had it laying around. And then use that until nothing comes up on the rag. Then, since this isn't like since this kind of breaks apart and you do end up getting a little bit of cotton or fuzz on the part, I like to go through with the propane torch and just go over it. And I've kind of figured out with the heat and with how much pressure comes out of this, it typically burns and then blows the rest of the rag on the part or off the part. So that ends up getting everything really smooth. Just one coat and this is already drying. It's been like a minute, but with how humid and hot it is, that's where we're at. But I'll hit this with one more good coat, then I'll let it dry for 20 minutes. Then I will hit it with a Scotch-Brite pad, hit it with some Dawn, hit it with some wax and grease remover, hit it with a torch, spray the color. Then we'll swap out, grab that one, bring it over here, clear coat it, and then we'll swap through. So on and so forth. But we got everything. That car's always under a cover. The bike's always under a cover. Put this clear tarp down, and he ended up covering his truck. So I'm already starting to feel the paint. I've been wearing a respirator. Wear the proper equipment. Do as I say, not as I do. It's hard to tell in the video. These paint fumes are gnarly. So now you can go a little bit thicker. Watch. There you go. Now you're good. Always do a test hit. Hit that edge one more good time. Now, lay it a little bit thicker. I like to go the opposite angle of what I just did. So if I went, I can't remember what I did. It looks like I zigzagged this way. So now I'm gonna come to this side and go the other way. It's slick. I think there's a little bitty bug in there. I'll let it fully dry and I might try and dig it out. But other than that, you can still see barely a little bit of primer poking through in some spots. That's fine. You will get it on the third coat, I promise you. Now, sit again, let it turn satin, spray it again.
It had a low mileage truck redone. They had a bunch of stuff. I even got the body. So they actually just took off all the original and just replaced it all with new stuff. I really don't know why. Yeah. Well, I get stuff. Yeah. The new stuff looks nice from far, but when you get close, the fittment's kind of iffy. That's why. Down here, down low. All right, guys, it's July 4th. I'm gonna be videoing today, so bear with me. Caden's going out on the water with his friends. I'm gonna be here getting the tan truck ready for SCTN. The green truck's ready to go. It just needs a cleaning and recalibrate the ride height sensors where we installed the ride height sensors versus the pressure. We'll see if we'll like that. It's supposed to auto level itself when you put weight in there, but learning curve for me. Anyways, working on this camper shell. Been polishing on it. Probably shouldn't have started polishing on it, but as you can see right here, it's pretty corroded. But I mean, it is old camper shell. I bought it off a guy that had a 77 C10 and the inside of the bed looked brand new. I'm guessing this was probably a period correct camper shell from the 70s, early 80s. It's got some pretty cool diamonds in it, diamond windows. These windows tilt up. It looks pretty cool on the truck, especially when you put the rallies on it. We'll get into that here in just a second. Got some more rallies with white walls, but yeah, we're gonna put it on the tan truck out there. Just change the look up a little bit. Right now it's running the 22-inch Cozarts. Let me see if I can get out here with the sun. They're a good looking wheel. Got the 12-inch on the back. Look at them meats. 335. I think they're 335. 25. Pretty wide. I believe they're 13 inches wide, 12-inch wheel. Yeah, good looking wheel. The bronze kind of accents the interior pretty good. But yep, me and Caden got the tailpipes run the other day. I'm sure he's got some more videos of it, but we had to go under the axle. And the problem going under the axle, they sit kind of low, but sounds a lot better. Very different look. Skinny rallies, 8 inches in the front. Yeah, I'm sorry, 8 inches in the rear. I can't remember what the fronts are. They are, let's see if we can look. I'm sure it says somewhere. I ain't gonna mess with it. They're 7s or 6s. But yeah, they're pretty narrow. They look good on there. What we call the pawpaw status. Not too bad. It's not for everybody. I like it. Kind of gives the sleeper vibe, even though it's not really that fast. It does have a Pro Charger on it. LS1 6-speed manual. I think we've been over that. But that's what it looks like. So now I'm going to get get back to polishing this camper shell. It is hot, but I got to get it done. I was just going to show you using this Zephyr kit, cutting pad. Got a bunch of different rouges in here, cutting, polishing, whatever. 2 more pads. Really not getting into a bunch of cutting and polishing. It's really just a cut and then just a follow finish and polish. They've got a polish right here, Pro 40. That stuff is bad. It works great. Didn't realize I had it. It's been sitting in the box for a couple years, but it seems to be working. But yeah, I'm gonna put this on probably a time lapse or something and start polishing and see if we can get it back to, I don't know, better. It's not gonna be perfect. And right through here, I have some trim covers, kind of like this. These are old plastic ones. I'm gonna replace them with it. I found some stuff, Amazon. It's just like some camper RV stuff, but it slides in there. Kind of show you all the way across. Well, you get the point. Anyways, I go there, sits there, pretty much fills in all the screw holes. But yeah, it looked pretty good. So really need to paint the top of it also. It's getting kind of, it's dirty, but I'll wash that. But over here, it's getting a lot of bare. But I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do all that. Really ain't too concerned with it right now. Just really what brought all this on was a couple years ago, I started polishing this side right here at the show. And so for a couple different shows or just driving around, this side right here wasn't polished. So I had one shiny side and one semi-dull side. You can see, I mean, it's pretty abrasive. That was with 320. Then I'll probably hit it with 600 and 1,000. Get it a little bit shinier. This stuff's gonna be very hard in all these grooves. All right, guys. It's the next day. Didn't get to finish yesterday. But yeah. So done some more hand polishing. Like I said, I didn't get too crazy with it. This thing's gonna be out in the weather, so turned out too bad. Put some trim on. Show you. They got the other side done in the back. You can see the back trim. I got this side completed. Turned out pretty good. Covers up all them screw holes. But yeah, that gives it the pawpaw look, I guess. If you like camper shells, it's not for everybody, but I'm back and forth on it. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. Anyhow, we're going to finish that trim today. Get that trim finished up, and also me and Caden shorten the steering column. Shorten the steering column 2 inches, so gonna get that put in. Yeah, here's the door's locked. Ain't gonna open it that way. Got my steering column out of my other truck in here for now, but so it should be closer. We shorten it right in here, so this gap should be closer to here. Yeah, we'll check it out, see what happens. Shouldn't be too hard to do. I'm gonna try to get this stuff knocked out before it gets any hotter today. Got the air on in the shop while it's keeping up. Before it gets any hotter, gotta get some insulation in that ceiling. It gets 90 degrees outside. That air conditioner can't keep up. guess I really never showed how this stuff works, but it's just a groove. You can kind of see. Just flips in there. There's all kinds of trash. It's just a groove. Just kind of makes it look prettier, I guess you'd say. Pretty simple to get off. This stuff's hard plastic. The new stuff I got's rubber. So I'm sure it's going to work better. It's going to hold up. The only thing I'm worried about is over time it's going to shrink. With the heat, it's going to start pulling these gaps apart further. Especially with these right here. But it ain't very expensive. I think it was like, I don't know, 10 or 15 bucks for a 25-foot reel off Amazon. That's it. And then you get the new. Which I'll cut it, but just show you how it goes up in there. That's it. So get back after it, finish these windows, this trim, and that trim. And then I probably won't video it, but I'm gonna slide the camper back and get that. Just get a little aggressive with it, push it in. It does get a little aggravating if some of the screws are not in the center. It'll cause it to stand up in places. Then you take the one you cut, put it up to there. That way you get the same cut angle. You might have to trim it, might not be perfect. But alright, so finished up the trim. Actually, Courtney done that. She done a good job. She's probably going to do the other ones. Redo that one. Still got to do that. Excuse me. But I did get the steering column in. Look how much shorter that thing is. Nice. Yep. Keep that steering wheel away from this big belly. But I didn't want to bore y'all with that install. It's pretty self-explanatory how to put a column in. But yeah, go ahead and put the steering wheel in and see what it looks like.
All right, so the prep all started with, I guess, the tailpipes and the tune on this truck, right?
And under the hood.
And under the hood. The first thing we did was paint the engine bay, which I have clips of that.
Right.
And then we finally have tailpipes. It doesn't drone. You don't know if you like the way it sounds yet.
Took 2 years.
Took 2 years to have tailpipes again. Well, I mean, it had them to start with, but then the leaf springs, we got ditched those.
Still not sure I'm happy with how they look. You can show them in the video how low they are.
Yeah, so I figured to play it safe was to have it on the lift and have the axle at full droop. Well, it looks like it's sitting lower than it's supposed to, but when it's raised up at full droop, it's right there at it. So we'll probably end up V-banding. Well, it is V-bands, right?
Yeah.
But
Shorten it up, maybe V-band it, way we can take them off.
yeah.
Try to keep it up tight where you can't really see them. We was just using stuff we had laying around.
Yeah, we literally used the old tailpipes and cut them up and made something work, but it's nice. I mean, you get right here, you can actually, barely see it, but I like it. It's not in your face unless you're 100 foot back and you look at it going under. But we could have went over the axle, but one, for clearance, we didn't want to later down the road it start hitting and making a bunch of bumping noise. So I was like, let's just go under the axle. This is the first time we've ever done that, because typically that's the only thing you do on IRS cars.
Second one we done the green.
Oh yeah, the green truck's done. That's I think that's our new trend. Yeah,
because there's no room when you lay it out.
yeah. So you did not want the bronze wheels for Southeastern. You want to go back to the stock wheels. And the camper shells has made the return, and you spent a lot of time polishing it.
I did.
Getting it
ain't perfect.
way better.
It's better.
Oh yeah. Going down the road, it looks way better.
A little dingy.
Yeah, I can kind of see myself.
For old cheap aluminum,
Oh yeah.
it's not really made to be like shiny, I guess.
Yeah. It was probably definitely brushed from factory, unless, I don't know. But the new seals definitely made a huge difference. It's way nicer. And the V groove, or the V cut for the seal that they did not do factory.
Yep. They done the windows V, but they didn't do these. They just done them squared.
Yeah. And then the column. We done all that work, and then it's still up in the air. I feel like it needs a smaller steering wheel,
I
but
feel like I'm driving a school bus now. Like the steering wheel's way down.
yeah, it's, especially with it being a stick, you're kind of doing a lot of movement, which I'm, 6'3", long legs and stuff, but it does, when you get that arm position you want, but you're still kind of,
It didn't take
in there.
into consideration, probably should have went 1 inch, 2 inches. It also moved it away from me, but it also drug it down closer to my legs.
so really, if I was to drive it, it's gonna have to be all the way up like that to barely clear my legs, my pale white legs. But I mean, I like it. It's different, better than spending $1,500 or whatever.
Yeah,
And
it's doable.
oh yeah, for sure. It's not, you're not driving like that, like a factory truck. I don't know. I think I talked about when we painted it that you moved the hood pop right here rather than underneath the bumper.
Yeah.
Because you put
The valence on there.
Yeah, you put the hood popper down there, and then we put the valance on, and you gotta like scoop up under. But
Too, with the taller fender wells, and I didn't want to pop a hole.
and then run it through the fender and all that stupid stuff.
I want to do something different.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's
Especially you don't have to go in the truck to do it. You can just
It's a good and a bad thing.
oh yeah. Engine bay looks good though. I like it. I can kind of start to see that shades off
Yeah.
now.
That's an easy fix, though. Really.
I don't know. I mean, this one looks closer.
I'm wondering when they mixed the paint for the firewall. I want to say he toned it down.
Well, I'm trying to think. I can't remember if we gave him the gas lid or the glove box, because that's a big difference. Because half the bedside was repainted from a collision from a long time ago.
I wish I'd have known that.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's done now. You got panels. It's definitely way better than it being open and you see all the cuts and all the hoses running through. I like it.
Yep.
I think next at some point we need to retain that
and do a filter.
Yeah. It's raw dogging it.
Yeah. Man, it's sucking away power lines up in there.
Yeah. So maybe by the end of the year, probably not. We'll probably relocate the reservoir,
Yeah.
put a filter on it, and possibly catch cans because it needs catch cans
Gotta have
really
some catch
bad.
cans. You gotta pop all it right now.
Yeah, it makes so much boost that it's making so much pressure in the motor. It's trying to blow the front and rear main seal out. But when you've driven it, drives good.
Drives real good. Yep.
Definitely rides way better with the 15s. 100%.
It does good.
It's nice to have a different look every now and then, which the camber shell does go with the bronze wheels. Just
Yeah.
but
This really gives it the old school pop all look.
oh yeah,
You wouldn't think till you heard it run.
yeah,
I think it's a little lower truck.
yeah. I like it a lot. I used to not like this look as much as the bronze, but now I'm kind of growing up and realizing this is the look, especially with the Pro Charger on it. Because I mean, just the LS swap with stock rallies, it's like kind of just
He's got some donuts now.
yeah. Go.
Got big donut.
Instead of spending all that money on the motion, just buy you some cheap Evil Energy catch cans and slap on it.
Yeah.
And go for some rips. Yeah. How's it do in the higher mile an hour? Decent.
Higher mile
Yeah.
an hour? What's high mile an hour?
I don't know. How fast did you go the other night?
Just a little over 100.
Didn't shake, didn't do anything crazy?
No.
That's good.
No.
Drives like not a square body? Doesn't drive like a
it don't
toaster
drive
on
like
wheels?
No, it drives way better than square body.
Yeah.
It probably would be nice if it had a rack and pinion steering. That might be a later investment.
Yeah. I've heard a lot too, especially with the bracket racers. That's why like the S10s and all them, they stay with the steering box, is because they're never looking in front of them.
Right.
And I've heard with the rack and pinion, it's so darty when they go to look back, next thing you know, they're like in the other lane. But I feel like with this, with the coilovers and everything.
Well, the reason I haven't jumped on it too hard was because my alternator is down low.
So that's GTO F-body style, right?
Yes, that's F-body serpentine setup. You can't even see it. The alternator is down low, and I don't want to reconfigure all that.
Yeah, because we built everything around that serpentine setup, and you can't just swap around.
Yeah.
Because, you have to run it with this Pro Charger setup, right?
Correct.
So,
without having to redo everything.
Can you somehow do the rack and pinion with keeping that? Maybe.
I mean, I'm sure you could, but like the QA1 cross member with the rack and pinion, it's going to be a trial and error fit, and I'd spend $3,000 and it not work.
So, what about?
You'd have to move the alternator, and I don't know where you put it.
Is electric steering not really up there yet? Do they don't even really do stuff for that yet?
I'm sure they do, but not for me, I don't think.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be weird for sure. So I think that pretty much sums up this. I don't know of anything else we did. Oh, we fixed some lines down there for the steering.
Yeah.
That was
high pressure line made.
Yeah. It was just kind of
was pinching it down, and brake line was pushing it up against the Pro Charger. Pro Charger puts off a lot of heat.
Yeah.
And
with it not having solid motor mounts, that Pro Charger's constantly kind of shaking and rubbing. So
but we did catch that.
Yeah.
While we done the panels.
And it's routed way better. I told him that it was way better to do kind of a 360 loop and back, because I think it was just kind of straight.
Yeah, and then put a fitting there.
It works.
It works.
Works way better.
Yep.
So I think the only other thing we've done on this is the ride sensors, and we still haven't figured that out yet.
Well, it's hit and miss.
I mean, sometimes it'll sit there.
Good, and then one day we can try it now and see what it does.
Cause we've watched it sit there for 5 minutes trying to just get to a regular ride height with
your mama and JoJo sat in the bed, and it did air itself up. And then when I got out of it, let me just go ahead and crank it. Fuel injected. So when we got out of it and it went to go level itself back out, it took it a minute. Kind of done a bunch of wonky stuff. But I've got our low preset, which will be here, and it seems to want to act up on this set for some reason.
Seems to be fine.
I
feel like the arms just can't move enough to actually read.
It may be.
Because
then we got a full raise it up. I think that's as high as it'll go.
Okay.
And then I got a ride height. Let's see, a high ride height. Kind of basically what we went over before.
Right.
Except now it's sensor, so if you put
If you
a
put
person in the passenger side or cargo in the back, it's supposed to level it out. And then here will be ride height. So yeah, it's kind of
jerking around. I don't think it would hurt to try to recalibrate it because we were doing it on those stilts. Just now it's gonna sit here for 10 minutes doing something.
That's what I've been having issues with.
And I think driving down the road once,
it did do that.
Didn't it try to air out, or it was doing something?
It scared me. It started airing up the back. Felt like I was plowing.
Oh gosh.
But I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe it's just taking a minute to figure it out, but it don't ever figure it out.
Yeah.
So the only way to get it to quit would be hit one of the buttons to change the pressure on the front or back. I don't know.
I think we can sit here for 4 hours and be doing the same thing.
I feel like we can recalibrate and it's still gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Like now it works.
Yeah. Because we're there's 3 positions on the fork. I think we're in the middle one, right? On the front.
The front's in the middle and the back's all the way out.
Okay. I feel like the front needs to be all the way out, I feel like.
Well, we can't all the way out or all the way in.
So, yeah, out.
I cut it off.
Oh.
I had to cut it off.
Oh. Yeah, I feel like, because remember when we were sitting there watching it air up and down, the arm's only moving like, I don't feel like it's enough.
Well, the way I had to mount them, I don't know if you could show them. Let me air it up. I had to trim that arm off or it was gonna hit the frame. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see it. Like right now, it's pretty much parallel. The arm is.
It's parallel right now?
Right.
See, they say to be parallel at ride height.
So that's probably why it's
messing up. See if you can see what the back's doing. Might not can get under
Oh.
there.
Yeah, it's kind of down.
Down?
Yeah.
Hey, somebody can comment too. Let us know that's had issues.
Yeah,
we're new to it.
I know a lot of stance guys, with the strut style bag setup, they have a lot better luck with it, and that's what everybody runs. But with it being a single bag and not a strut, and I know everything's different. But if anybody has messed with the ride sensors on a C10 and have had really good luck, because LaCroix was running, what was he running? AccuAir. And he was having the same problems. He was driving down the road and it would flip the arm.
Too high. When it hit a bump, it would flip completely over.
Yeah, and it would just air itself out. Which now I feel like, it just can't.
I don't have that issue. I just have a problem with it wanting to settle all the time. And we may can tinker with it. Probably not today, but maybe sometime.
Yeah.
We're leaving Thursday. Today's Sunday.
Yeah. You're leaving
Thursday morning.
Me and Mom's leaving Thursday afternoon.
Correct.
Definitely nice being able to take 2 completely bipolar opposite trucks.
About.
But yeah, if y'all want to see this build, there's a video of a build breakdown of everything we've done to it that has a whopping 200 views. Whopping 200 views, it's not really making much sense, but it's there if y'all want to watch it. It goes over literally every bit and piece of this truck itself. But yeah, I think that includes pretty much everything, right?
I believe so. Hopefully we make it there with no issues.
Yeah.
And back.
Yeah, because is there people going up with you?
I'm meeting Gabe going up Thursday.
Sweet.
Y'all are the only ones that's really riding by yourself.
Which that truck's
should be fine.
We've driven it probably 4 hours one way once.
I think it's got close to 8,000 miles on the build, so
not a lick of problems, not once.
It's reliable now. Something could tear up, but
yeah. Knock on fake wood.
Fake wood.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
If y'all like what y'all seen, like, comment, subscribe, share. There is a folder of the build of this truck. Y'all want to catch up on it. This truck, of course, was already done before the YouTube, but we're still adding stuff to it constantly, trying to improve it. But yeah, that pretty much includes it.
Check us out at SCTN.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Southeastern Truck Nationals.
We'll be
Lebanon.
there. Yep.